Hello everyone, Livo here. I'm not very good at making commentary videos. I've done a few, but I feel quite silly sat here talking to myself, so this is going to be an experience for me as well. I'll do my best. I'm making this video because I actually watched a video from Seriously Soapy earlier. For those of you that don't know, he used to be a developer at the Coalition. He worked on UE, Gears 4 and a little bit on Gears 5. He actually went through the Escalation trailer that was released a day or so ago. Broke down bit by bit all the points he wanted to talk about, and he really highlighted a lot from that 4-minute video, and it got me thinking that I've just not really looked at anything properly to the Gears 5 yet. And being an admin of over a 18,000 person group, it's actually really bad that I've not really looked at anything properly. So far, I'll admit, I've done nothing but really hate on Gears 4 and expect Gears 5 to be bad, which is wrong, really. I've done nothing but give feedback, so I probably should have a look to see if they've actually listened to that feedback. In this video, I want to go over the release trailer, the escape trailer, and the escalation trailer. I don't know how long this video might be. What I will do, I will put times in the description for you to skip to if you want to just look at a certain part. Let me know what you think, if you agree with the things I'm saying, if you disagree. Hopefully it'll start a conversation. I suppose that depends on how many people watch it. But here we go.
Kate. No. Kate, you can't see this. You don't want to see this. I'm sorry. Kate? I'm sorry. Thanks for coming here.
Of course.
Can I recommend we maybe get these people out of here?
Hey, just slow down.
No, Foz is right. We need to move.
What are you talking? He's dead, man. Give her a minute.
She'll get her minute in the Raven.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Now we need to leave.
I'm not going.
Excuse me?
For months now, I've been having these dreams. Nightmares. But I think they were messages.
What?
Something's happening to me.
It's your grandmother's?
Enough. We'll deal with this later. Foz, round these people up.
I need help.
There's a place. Up north. I think we can find you answers there.
No. Absolutely not. We have orders.
You'll go with me.
God damn it, both of you, listen.
I'll go with her. Look, if you're missing, Jen will notice.
Okay. I'll push Jack the coordinates.
No, Corporal. You are coming back to New Afira. That is a direct order.
Well, Captain, screw your order. This isn't about you, it's about me. I need to fix this.
Hey, watch her. Her necklace? That's a locust symbol.
Yeah, so?
She would never be our enemy by choice. I know that.
Because she would die for us.
I know that. But what if it's not her choice?
Where are we going?
Back to where it all began.
Who's in the shadows? Who's ready to play? Are we the hunters or are we the prey?
JD tell you?
This is a wild game of survival.
No. Kate, you can't see this. You don't want to see this.
Okay, to start, I really hope that's Oscar. I thought his character was absolutely shit in Gears 4. I don't really understand why he was in the game. I don't know how they could possibly continue his character. I don't understand why they... If you actually watched after the credits, which I'll show, if you watched after the credits on Gears 4, he actually is released from the Snatcher. I don't understand why they would release him to have him die, but I don't understand where they were actually going to go with his story. He didn't seem to have one, he was just kind of there. As I say, I'll show him being released from the Snatcher, but I do hope that that's him dead, because he was kind of a pointless character in my opinion.
I think we can find you answers there.
No! Absolutely not.
JD's arm. I don't know why, but looking at that, I get a Crisis 2 feel from it. I don't know why. I think this could actually go one of two ways. I'm a little bit concerned about which way it would be. I am thinking of both Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, where they just went completely over the top futuristic. I really hope they haven't done that with Gears 5. I think that would be really stupid. Obviously, we don't know the story behind why his arm's like that, but I'm hoping that the furthest they've gone is some sort of heavy involvement for Baird with his technology. I'm hoping we see Baird more involved with this, and that's the only reason behind his arm being like that.
That is a direct order.
Well, Captain, screw your order. This isn't about you, it's about me. I need to fix this.
This one wasn't actually something I was even going to make a point, but I've seen so many people complaining about the fact Kate's going to be the lead character in this game. I don't get it. I mean, people are complaining because it's a female lead protagonist. Now, I'm not going to be all 2019, oh, politically correct, oh, equality. I don't give a shit. Who cares? Look, clearly, like, they put some emotion into the face. They've put emotion into the character. They're going to put emotion into the story that she's trying to tell. Now, can you say that for Gears 4? We had JD as a lead protagonist in that. Quite frankly, he was boring. He was never, ever going to live up to Marcus's story, so no one was ever going to take him seriously. Now, we've got a brand new story with Kate. Give it a chance. I think it's going to be really good.
Where are we going?
Back to where it all began.
Open world. I really, really like the idea of this, and some of my friends have mixed feelings about it, and usually we agree on things, but here, I think it's going to be really good. Don't get me wrong, I've always loved the Gears campaigns, but you've got to admit, they are so linear. It's go here, follow that path, go down there, click that button. This, I think, is going to bring a lot more to it. I don't know how they're going to do it, so there's not much I can really comment on that, but not just the gameplay side of it, visuals. I think this just looks absolutely incredible. Now, think about how it's going to be on the Project Scarlet or on PC. I think it's going to look absolutely fantastic. Also, speaking of PC, I will just pop on here quickly the required specs for the tech test coming up soon, just give you an idea if you can run it. But I really do think it's going to look very good. This is only something quick and probably something I'm being extremely picky about. I really don't like the idea of using things like hammers or cleavers in Gears. I don't know why. Like, back on even Gears 3, I loved Gears 3. They had the cleavers in there. Yeah, they were cool, they were different, but for campaign, if it's a small portion of it, okay, but I don't want to see anything like that in multiplayer. I think it'd be really stupid. Okay, so with that, there was a few new things they've showed us there. There's a new weapon, which I couldn't really see much of, so I won't talk about too much. They did show a bit of combat with the knife. I personally really didn't like the knife in Gears 4. I didn't like the idea of being able to counter overcover battles with that by grabbing them or kicking them, but that's more towards the multiplayer side of it. I feel that the knife is okay in campaign and horde, but it looks here like you can use it in just open combat. I'm not sure I like that because it is quite powerful if it insta-kills things. It depends how they can implement that into the game, so it's not just something you can use at your disposal all the time. As for the new enemies, we can see there, I think it's called the Stump, I'm not sure. It looks quite cool. I can see that being quite an annoying enemy to face on high difficulties. It does look like it's going to pin you down quite a lot. Also, there was those enemies flying around. Are they the replacement for the Krill? That'll be interesting to see how they play a part.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Del, we need to leave.
I'm not going.
Excuse me?
For months now, I've been having these dreams. Nightmares. But I think they were messages.
What?
Something's happening to me.
It's your grandmother's?
This bit I've saved till last because it's probably the most interesting and important part of the story that we've seen so far from the trailer. Yes, I suppose it's a bit of a spoiler to talk about it, but if you haven't finished Gears 4 by now, then what are you doing watching this? I think they've made it quite obvious, or they're trying to make it obvious, that Kate's likely to be the new queen and she's got ties towards that. There's not really that much to talk about, it's that blatant. I think that's going to be the key factor of the game, and that's her story, trying to find out how she's tied to that. I don't know why, but even before I seen this, after finishing Gears 4, I theorised that for Gears 5, Kate would be off trying to find out whatever. That JD liking her would be trying to help her. Marcus, understanding what's going on, would be then trying to kill her. I got the feeling that JD might then kill Marcus. I don't know, that's my theory from the end of Gears 4 before we've seen anything for Gears 5. I think it'd be interesting to see. If anybody, for whatever reason, hasn't seen what I'm talking about at the end of Gears 4, I will pop that on the end here. But that's it for the release trailer. That's my thoughts on that.
Take it. Again. No. It's okay.
This isn't over, so get her somewhere safe.
I don't need protection.
I know. You need time. Trust me, I've been there.
She wanted you to have that.
It was my grandmother's. I never knew her.
It's beautiful.
They attacked, and we lost everything. Everything except the need for revenge. This might look like a surrender, but it's not. It's an invasion.
Okay, so the point of me making this video is because I have been very critical of Gears 4. I do feel that pretty much all the criticism I gave to Gears 4 was justified, but I do think I've kind of got it in my head now that nothing in Gears 5 will be good, and that probably is unfair. So the whole point of me making this video, it is going to have criticism in it, but I am also aiming to try and be positive where it's deserved. I've watched this Escape trailer a few times now, and if I'm honest, nothing appeals to me. I'm not saying that in a negative way, saying it's going to be terrible. It's just not for me. I do kind of like the idea of changing it up, so rather than with Horde, you're attacking something for a reason. And I know after they showed this E3 trailer, they have made it clear that, you know, you can go for times, add, I think it's mutators, try and get high scores, and I think it's playing community-made maps. That could be interesting. Personally, by the sounds of it, it's not something I will enjoy, but that's not to say it's going to be bad. I don't think they showed anywhere near enough in the E3 trailer. That's why after E3 I just was not interested. Pretty much everything of interest I found come afterwards on Twitter, and that's not how it should have been. I feel that E3 was their way of selling that game to us, and that trailer just didn't do it for me. That said though, a few things that I did pick up from this trailer I will talk about. Is that the new Lancer? I'm not sure. Is that meant to be the Swarm Lancer? I've seen a few places. I don't know, I could be completely wrong. It looks interesting. I don't know, I think when you're looking at some of the smaller characters holding it, it looks a little bit too big. Perhaps like it should be a power weapon to some of the smaller characters. But by that, I'm talking literally the model size, not its actual power. That said, though, watching the video, it does seem like it fires a little bit slower. Do you reckon if it is a Lancer, could that be stronger than a regular Lancer? And that could be why. I'll let it play a little bit to show what I mean. I'll be blunt on this one. Honestly, when I seen this, I was actually on my break on a night shift at work. When I seen this, I turned the stream off for E3. I thought that was just ridiculous. What the fuck are they doing to Gears? I know this is just in this one game mode. I do get that. But if you think back to Gears of War 1, how dark and gritty it was, we've said all along, keep it at its roots, dark and gritty, dark and gritty. Gears 4, we got things like colour blast characters, just like colour everywhere. Just the Oscar variants were ridiculous. Now we've gone from that to this. What are they doing? I don't understand. Who are they listening to? Because they keep saying that they tried to earn our trust. They keep saying that they're listening to feedback. I see a hell of a lot of feedback on the Facebook page I run. I look through the forums, I see a lot of feedback on there. Not once have I ever seen anybody requesting an electric knife. Never. Where are they getting this from? I don't want to be too judgmental without playing it. And as I say, I get it, it's just a one game mode. But what are you doing to Gears of War? What is wrong with it being Lancer, Nasher, and a few extra weapons around the map to pick up, do whatever? Why do you need all these special abilities now? What are you doing? Now, if that's in Gears 5, what the hell is going to be in Gears 6? Spaceships. Where are they going with it? Like, I know they say they want to take more risks, but the thing with taking risks is if you're stupid with them, you're going to wreck the game. I hate that. I really do not like it. Something on Gears 4, I know they wanted to put the DBs in as an enemy, and they had to try and do that in a way that outsiders were against the COG, and that's why you're against them. I never understood why in multiplayer the DBs were on the Swarm side. I don't know. Looking at this though, it seems, I don't know if I'm just imagining this, but are the Swarm spawning out of the DBs now? Is that where they're heading with it? Because I don't think that after the way Gears 4 ended, you could still have a way story-wise of being against the DBs. That could be something interesting. I don't know if I'm wrong on that though. I am sorry I've not really spoke very much about Escape at all, but as I say, that's what they showed at E3, and that's what really put me off anything to do with Gears 5 whatsoever. So when everyone has had all the hype for it, I just wasn't interested in even looking. So again, looking through that trailer to try and pick up points that they've showed, I can't find anything. There's just nothing that I like from that. So that is all I'm going to say for Escape.
I'm Ryan Cleveland, Multiplayer Design Director, and here's 4 things you need to know about Escalation in Gears 5.
Okay, so I'm expecting to get off topic quite quickly and actually start ranting for quite some time, so many apologies. As I said at the start of this video, the whole point of me making it was based on the video Soapy made. As I say, he was a developer, he made his video from that point of view. He noticed things that I wouldn't really notice. Also, he made it more aimed at Escalation. I'm not too interested in Escalation as a whole. I'm more interested in the multiplayer side of it itself. Now, as I said a few times, I've been very critical for Gears 4. My reasons for that were based on the tune-ins, how easy it was for new players to pick up the game and be experienced players because of how easy it was. along with multiple game-breaking issues, such as like crashes on PC that just have not been fixed. I'll say again, even though it's completely off topic, after 2 years being told that the only way to fix crashing is to roll back your drivers all that time for a AAA game, I'm sorry, but that is absolutely disgraceful support for a supposed AAA game. In E3, you said you wanted to earn our trust. That is not how you go about it. But that's aside, that's not really anything to do with this. I was looking in this video for how the gameplay side of it would be for actual Gears players that played 1, 2 and 3, that didn't start on Gears 4, that didn't want all the easy techniques, all the dumbed down techniques. I wanted to see what the weapon tunings were like. I wanted to see what the movement was like. From this, you can't really see either. You do see a Nasher shot in it, and it is quite rangy, but it's hard to tell. It's way too hard to tell from this video. From the movement, I am still worried about that. I would like to think that in Gears 4 they learned from the last tuning beta they did, where they really did change the movement to make it a lot faster and unrestricted. But I don't like the fact they kept in that you don't regenerate health while bouncing. I absolutely hate that, because all it takes is for somebody to spray a Lancer in a straight line and you're going down regardless of what you do. Excuse me. So I was watching this video looking for things like that. I didn't see any movement. It was just bot walking, and if that's going to be the way Gears 5 works, I don't think I'm going to enjoy it. But I will break down a few things I found from this this little video and just see what you think about that as well.
We set out to deliver the deepest competitive Gears experience ever. Escalation now has a wealth of new strategic options. It has increased reliance on teamwork. There are more consequences to every action, and every life matters. Escalation in Gears 5 is the most intense competitive mode to date, whether you're sweating on the sticks or watching others play. In Escalation, 2 teams of 5 players battle to control 3 rings. Each ring your team holds earns you 1 point per second towards the round-winning goal of 250. Hold 3 rings at once and you win an instant domination victory. After every round, new weapons are placed on the battlefield and player respawn times get shorter. Gears 5 introduces limited respawns for each player on the battlefield, a life system that radically changes the way that you play the game. Each player starts with a reserve of 5 lives to take into battle. Each time you die, you can choose to spend a life to rejoin the fight, running out of lives, and you can't respawn back into the round to help your team. With only 1 life added at the end of each round, and 5 at halftime, every respawn is now a critical decision about risk versus reward. Lives bring new strategies like hunting down players with low respawn pools or forcing the enemy team to burn lives to gain an advantage later. Knowing when to save respawns will make or break your chances for victory. Escalation 2 brings you a new way to win. Like a 3-cap, completely eliminate the other team from the battlefield and you'll instantly win. The new overhauled weapon selection system provides more options to express your strategy. After each round, both teams are able to change the fight by choosing to place a weapon. Upgrade one, activate a new loadout option, or disable an enemy weapon for 3 rounds. Weapons can be placed on the neutral center line, or on a pickup location closer to your home spawn. Your first pick on a home side placement starts with either a flash or a smoke grenade. With further weapon picks, you upgrade the flash or smokes into better weapons, each building towards different weapons. The more powerful the weapon, the more picks you need to spend. Your picks can enhance your strengths, but also they advertise your weakness. With enough picks, home placements can be upgraded to power weapons like the drop shot or boom shot, but with longer spawns and less ammo than the center line. On the center line, any weapon can be placed into any empty slot. Most weapons will start with less ammo than in Gears 4 when placed, but can then be upgraded with faster respawn times or more ammo with further picks. Now, your spawn position really matters. The new spawn formation starts with the front 3 spawns much further forward, while the back 2 are the only players who start with smoke or flash grenades. If you want to arm any of your front 3 players with support grenades, you'll need to spend picks. As more weapons are placed, the action only escalates. Respawn times now start at 16 seconds and decrease by 1 second after every round until the half. The more rounds you play, the faster players can get back into the fight. With so many different ways to spend your weapon picks between rounds, the breadth of options, counterplays, and strategies are massively expanded. Be prepared to adapt. No 2 matches will ever be the same. Grab some friends, try out some strats, and watch each other's backs. See you out there.
This is something really quite big. Through Gears 4, so many people have said the hit registration has been abysmal, myself included. The developers feel that, to quote, we're missing. Yeah. So what they've done, or appear to have done, is add in clearly where your shots have landed so you can see if you've hit or miss. Don't get me wrong, sometimes when playing at game pace you can think you've landed a shot, you can check and you can put it into slow motion and find out later on you haven't actually hit your shot, you've completely missed. That, I think, will really help with those situations. Also, lesser skilled players who may not understand where they're going wrong, they'll be able to clearly see where their shots are landing and where they're not. For that sort of situation, I think that's a very good idea, but I do think it's also really going to backfire. I think, I think it's going to be the next 83% fiasco. I feel that giving players that much information of where their shots are landing exactly, that's really going to backfire in terms of when the game is not working the way it should, because the amount of people that record now, well, everyone's got their DVR. Obviously, as people play on PC, they can record the way they want to. That's irrelevant anyway. Pretty much everyone records their gameplay now. If they get some bullshit happen, they have no issue recording it to show. And the more information we're getting to show the bullshit, the more we're going to be able to show TC, hey, hang on a minute, this isn't working, what is going on? And there's only a line where, a limit rather, to how much they can say it's your fault, because it's either been us missing our shots or apparently our connection. I'm sorry, but I'm tired of hearing that. I feel that with them adding this much information, it's going to go back in their face if the game does not work. And by that, it's either the game or the servers. And don't get me wrong, a lot of times, yes, we do miss our shots, but as an example I'll show in a second, not always. So I feel that the shot you're about to see, if I did that on Gears 5, and if it registered the exact same way that it did on Gears 4, I would see all of my shots clearly hitting the guy in the face. And I would be able to show TC, hang on a minute, I didn't miss. Look at all these pellets hitting there. What is their answer to it going to be if they're just giving us that much more information? I feel that whilst this is handy for casual players to see where they're going wrong and where to improve, I think it's really going to annoy a lot more experienced players when it comes to a point if the game doesn't work. And I'll put that clip now to show you what I mean.
Increased reliance on teamwork.
This probably won't be anything that the majority of people even care about. Now, I used to be in montage teams. Don't get me wrong, I was probably one of the worst montagers ever. But I did learn quite a bit, like what goes on in the community, what goes on in videos, and I do think I know a bit. I just wasn't really that motivated in actually getting clips. Anyway, in terms of the edit, it's all about it being clean. Now, for me, personally, where it says you eliminated and the player, I don't like it. I think it's too much going on the screen with a kill feed and that pretty much near the centre of the screen. Personally, I think in terms of the montage side of it, I would like to either have that toggleable, is that even a word, toggleable? We'll make it a word, toggleable, I'd like to have that, so you can either turn it on or off, or if it was somewhere else, not in the center. I think that looks a little bit untidy, personally. For me, this one is absolutely massive, but I've kind of got to limit myself on the rant I go on, because I'm obviously talking as I'm editing this, and I can see I'm already at 36 minutes. I could probably do another 36 minutes just ranting about this one thing. Recoil, I am so happy to see this. As I say, I'm going to massively limit myself to how much I go into it, but Gears 4, my biggest problem was how much people rely on rifles now. And I don't mean they use them a little bit too much. I mean, some players cannot do anything without them, and they will not even try. It was way too easy on Gears 4 due to the power of them, the accuracy of them, and the lack of recoil. Players will literally sit there and spray you and spray you and spray you, and they'll win because of it. Gears 5, they appear to have listened to that, and I can see the recoil somewhat in this clip. I am really happy to see that, because whilst I don't think rifling is necessarily going to be difficult, it's not going to be quite as easy as it was in Gears 4. And I know this is a bad thing to say in terms of being sporting, but quite frankly, I don't give a shit. They've ruined the game. The people that played like that in Gears 4, they absolutely wrecked the game. I hope they struggle with this. I hope they cannot do it. I hope they do need to really learn to play Gears properly, because whatever they're doing in Gears 4 right now, that is not Gears of War. So I'm really happy that they've added recoil to stop people getting such easy wins. As I say, I think it's still going to be quite easy. I just don't think it's going to be as effective as it was in Gears 4 to rifle, and I'm thankful they've added recoil.
Intense competitive mode to date.
In terms of what I'm going to talk about in this video, I do feel that the Escalation video showed a lot more I could talk about, but as I say, I'm trying to focus more on multiplayer rather than Escalation. And what are we looking at? I've seen a lot of mixed feelings about this, mostly negative, to be honest, and personally I absolutely hate it. If we're going to bring back the word from before, toggleable, I want to toggle that off straight away and never think about it again. I would much prefer the old Omen back, and I don't understand why that was done. If it's not broken, don't fix it, you know, as they say. Like, where did that come from? I understand they say they want to take risks, change things up so it's not the same Gears, but that's not needed. That, to me, reminds me of playing Call of Duty on Veteran. And the first thing I thought of when I seen that was no fighting in the war room of COD 4. I spent most of my time behind a wall regenerating health, and I think that's what's going to be the case in this. When people get hit, they are going to take cover until they regen, because it instinctively makes you feel like you're possibly way more hurt than you are. So you want to take cover, and that'll slow down the pace of the game. Also, you can't see what the hell's going on around you. Like, your peripheral vision, it's gone pretty much with that. Yeah, they're saying you want to look straight ahead, like if you're in the heat of the moment, you want to see what's right in front of you. But what happens if you've been shot in the side? What then? Do you just like not see them until you're dead? Is that it? Is that the plan? I'd like to see that completely gone. Or, well, no, they're not going to get rid of it, are they? I don't know why I'm saying that. I want to see that either toggleable, I like that word now, or much less red, so it's more transparent, because that is far too overpowering. And to be honest, I think that's all I can talk about in terms of that Escalation video. As I say, I don't want to go into the Escalation side of it too much, because it doesn't interest me for one. I like Escalation, but it's not the only thing that's on Gears. Excuse me. Sorry about all the coughing. In terms of Gears 5 itself, as I said before, the E3 trailer just did not sell it to me. I absolutely hated it. I was not interested. But running a group of this size, it's the reason why I've even spent the time to do this now. I can't run a group of this size but not show any interest into the upcoming game. It's just not right. So I've tried to do this as fair as I could. I've got such strong dislike towards Gears 4 that liking Gears 5 is difficult, but I've tried to look at this with as much of an open mind as I possibly could. As of now, I completely refuse to pre-order Gears 5. I will not do that. Yesterday I bought the Game Pass. I think it was like £1, so why not? And that will let me play a tech test soon so I can get an idea of the feel of it. If I like it, then maybe I'll continue the Game Pass for when the game's actually released. If I like it when the game's released, then yes, I'll buy it. But as of now, they've not sold it to me, and I first got my Xbox back in 2009 for Christmas, and I got a bundle of Gears 1 and 2, and I played those religiously. And then when Gears 3 was coming out, I remember being so excited. Like, I was that nerd. I went to the midnight release, traded in a bunch of games because I couldn't afford it. And I was so happy to come back with Gears 3 and no life that. And then Judgment come out, and I got that as a present, and I felt like I was ripped off. I'm sorry to people that bought that for me. Then UE, I thought that was absolutely terrible. Again, it just didn't work. And the thing is with that, I loved Gears 1, so I didn't understand why I didn't like UE, but it just felt broken for me. And I thought, okay, it's TC's first game, give them a chance. So I did. I gave them a chance with Gears 4, and I played the beta of Gears 4, and I left so much feedback, positive and negative. And I know it wasn't, but it felt like they looked at my review and said, right, he likes that, let's break all of that. He doesn't like that, let's keep that in. And that seems to just get worse progressively throughout the whole game. And that's just why I don't like it. With Gears 5 now, they're saying they want to try something new. Right now, they've not earned any trust from me like they said they wanted to do. But I'm prepared to give it a try through the Game Pass. And I think that's as far as it's going to go. Honestly, I am looking forward to playing the campaign. I think that's going to be really good. I've always liked the Gears campaigns, and this one does look interesting. I've always been a multiplayer player, but you'll probably notice from this video I put most effort into the campaign part. That's the bit that's got me. I like that. Escape, I couldn't care less. I think it looks absolutely ridiculous with those abilities. That put me off completely. The multiplayer, we've not seen anywhere near enough. They've showed a little bit for Escalation 2.0, and for what they've showed, it looks like a very intricate, detailed, good, like, let's just use the word good game mode. Yeah, I can talk. It's only 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, don't judge. But it does look like a good game mode. Is the rest of the game gonna follow suit? I don't know. I'd like to see a lot more in terms of the movement, in terms of the weapon tuning, how it's going to play. I want to know, is it easy mode for new players, or is it rewarding of skill? Because Gears 4 for me was way too easy for new players to beat good players, and if it's going to stay like that, I don't want to play it, and I think that will possibly kill off the entire older player base and just attract the new ones now. Because I think for a lot of people, a lot of older players gave up with Gal 4. Gears 5 is probably our last chance. If this is terrible, then the older players will not play this anymore, and they won't even consider Gears 6 whenever that's a thing. Yeah, if you're still watching this and listening to me ranting, coughing, talking bollocks, thank you. I don't know why you've listened to this. I'm sick of my own voice. And I've spent the last 3 hours making this video talking at my wall, which just feels weird. But thanks for watching. If you did like it, please just let me know. I'm not going to ask for likes because that's just weird. But let me know in the comments what you think about the points I've made. Do you agree? I'd like to try and possibly get some conversations. But knowing my luck, probably one person will watch this and give it a dislike and tell me to shut up. So that'll be the end. So if I get told to shut up, I know you've watched it till this point, so thank you. I'm going to go now, because I've got to render this now. Fuck's sake. Yeah, possibly see you in the tech test. Bye.